It is 8:33 a.m. on the 5th of October. I am almost to Ozark, Arkansas to deliver these rods. These are solid carbon rods. And they're big. These are, large. These are used to, if you imagine a large furnace and they stick those probes into the raw steel that they want to melt down, and then they apply generous amounts of electricity to melt those raw metal materials down into a molten state. These are those probes that you shove into the crucible to have electricity run through to melt that stuff down. So interesting. It's about 42,000 pounds worth of carbon here, and I've never hauled this before, but it seems to load fairly quickly. I'll get unloaded. Well, it'll be quick to unsecure and unload if they choose to unload me quickly, if that makes sense. I didn't work on Monday. I had more dental work done because after I got old, my teeth all of a sudden decided, hey, it's time for us to give up. You need some work done. So that was my second dental appointment. And I've got one more to go, and then I'll be hopefully done for a while. No false teeth yet, but getting close. Carbon rod. Let's see if we can get you can kind of see I don't know if it'll focus, but the grain structure of this stuff. That's interesting. Yeah, that's it. Now I get to, it was a trailer swap. When I came into the Madison yard on Friday, I dropped off my load that I had, and somebody else completed it because it was due to be delivered on Monday. And this is the trailer I got. And there was some materials that I'd used to secure my load, so you could see I've got like one new chain and a new over-center binder, so looks kind of odd, but oh well. It's trailer's behaving well. I just thought I'd pull over, do a load check, and show you what I got going on. Oh, I've got these new transponder units, I guess from Best Pass, that they put in our truck. Very interesting. It alerts me on my Omnitracks when I go by a way station whether or not I need to go in. It even sends alerts saying, hey, 2 miles ahead there's a way station or an inspection station. We'll see how that turns out. So far I'm worried based on how it's operating, but I mean, every once in a while it tells me to skip a way station, but I wish it was more frequent than what. I wish it was as frequent as my last pre-pass unit that they had in here. Right now I'm getting the sense that I'm going to have to pull into a lot more way stations, but we will see. I want to give it some time to see how this unit adjusts to what I may or may not be required to do. So I'll go drop this off. Most likely, since I'm so close to Fort Smith, Arkansas, odds are, as in most cases, I will be directed to go to the Fort Smith yard and await and why is this gentleman walking towards me? I don't know. We'll find out. Probably going to be going to get some steel bar. Well, it's 9:17. I'm waiting to be called in. I'm on channel 1. Gave him whiteout. I gave him my information. Oh, that's the place where 9 truck drivers have died in the last 15 years. Luckily, the weather is a little bit cooler, and since I've been there one other time, now I know what to prepare, how to prepare. They it's an interesting place because they only have room for so many trucks waiting to get in the gate. Otherwise, you have to park like a mile down the road and hope that, yeah, it's kind of a frustrating system to get in there. Last time I had to go just park somewhere, and then a half an hour later I drove, and luckily there was room because I couldn't get a hold of anybody on my CB because I'm too far away, and there were no phone numbers. Well, there was a phone number, but all I get is voicemail. And this time, though, I have a plan to speak to the guard and get a phone number for him, so I can call if I have to park somewhere else and find out how the best opportunity to get in the gate without holding up traffic or being parked a mile away. So, but that all may be a moot point. I may get there and be like, oh, all right, I have one of the 3 spaces available to get in the gate. So I'll probably be picking up a very tall coil. And I might actually try, if this is going to be a shotgun loaded coil again, I actually might try a steel tarp again, but tarping it completely the opposite of what I normally do. That is the CB reception I get for this facility. So
Melton, you can come on over and sign in if you want to.
She said Mountain, but I'm with Maverick, so.
Sorry, Maverick.
There you go. Time to go. It is 6:58 in the evening. It must be getting closer to winter because it's starting to get darker sooner. So this one I think it's slightly bigger than my last coil, but it went together a lot smoother. I only had to use the canvas tarps, and my method that I had pre-planned in my mind to load this behemoth of an aluminum coil worked out. I laid out my lumber tarp all the way to here. You know, I just rolled it out onto here, and then on that end I rolled it up part way. So basically what I was going to do is, instead of trying to lift an entire tarp up there, I only needed a portion of it, and I tried to keep that portion as light as possible, and it allowed me to get it up there without a problem. They also had a ladder available this time, so, and I followed the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers wedge method. So if I get 5 more of these coils together, I can make a big robot, and then it can move all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there's another Maverick truck right next to me, surprisingly, full of lumber, and but you can kind of get an idea of how big this coil is. It's I want to say slightly over 6 feet tall. I don't think it was quite this coil was quite as tall as my last one, but I think it is the width of it is wider, because my last coil I hauled was supposed to be around 30-something thousand pounds, and this one's supposedly 42, but the paperwork says 32, so I don't know. I just made sure my numbers matched on my paperwork, because they matched the paperwork based off of the coil they pulled, so I can only hope that they got the right one. Because according to my paperwork, everything's good to go.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
No, let's see. I've got. I've been trying to mess with this because as soon as I pulled into this place, it redid my route. and now I don't, it's hard to get the difference. Excuse me. Wow, this focuses really quickly when there's enough light for it to focus on, huh? Originally I was going to go up the border, kind of the border of Illinois and Indiana, but it switched me over to this route, and so now I'm gonna have to mess with it to see if I can save some miles. I'm all about saving miles, so, but that's what I've got left to do, to go to Terre Haute, Indiana, and it is not raining. Those are the remnants of bugs that have decided to commit suicide into my truck because they thought life was not worth living anymore. That is it. I actually still have 53 minutes left on my day, but I did 527 miles, and there's really not a whole lot of parking between where I stopped here, which is a miracle that I could find parking here, in the sense that it, according to my GPS, it said, oh, this place is horrible. If it's got parking, it's great. I plan to try to go further down the road, but my time was, too iffy for me to try to make it to something that was listed as a possible truck parking area. So, that is it. I will wake up tomorrow and finish my it'll probably be taking me, I like to play it safe, 6.5 hours to get there. No, 7 hours, because in order to play it safe, probably 6:45, 6.5 to 6:45, because I do have to stop and get fuel, and we'll see what happens. But it's got an open appointment time. They're open 24 hours, so it's not like I have to be there at a certain time, but it will take up a good portion of my Thursday. So there is a steel coil plant manufacturer at in that city. So if I'm really lucky, they'll give me one of those to take to Granite City. But that's not normally my luck. That I couldn't be that lucky. So maybe, I don't know.